So very good afternoon to all of you. This is Ladwa once again from this side, and we are not in need of any kind of introduction of mine or yours because we all are familiar with each other. Now, first of all, a warm welcome for the fourth semester. Now, in the fourth semester, we are having one of the mathematical subject, that is DMGT. The initial of that particular subject is DMGT. That DMGT stands for the discrete maths and graph theory. Discrete maths and graph theory. Now, right now on the screen, this is the content which we are going to cover in this particular semester. The first unit, which from where we will be starting our syllabus, from this lecture or might be from the next lecture, that we will start from logic and predicates. You guys are having a kind of knowledge regarding to the logic and predicates. You have that was a part of your 11th standard syllabus. So we will start from that, logic and predicates, where we will be dealing with some of the logical expressions, some of the logical operators, and thereafter we will be dealing with quantifiers. We'll be dealing with some kind of predicates and tautology, contradiction, like that kind of stuff will be there. Okay, so that will be the content of our first unit under the label logic and predicates, and second, after that we will switch over to the lattices. Lattices, might be you are aware about this particular, because this is a kind of extension to the relation, and we guys are good with the relation. That was actually the part of 12th syllabus. Relation, different types of relation, when we can say that relation is symmetric, transitive, reflexive, is it? वो सब हमने पढ़ा हुआ है. So this is a kind of extension to that particular. We will start with the different types of relation that we will be discussing. All different types of relation, as I just said, symmetric, reflexive, transitive, and antisymmetric, all such type of relation. Then after we'll move to the portrait, which is actually the partial order side. Then after hash diagram, lattices as partial order, and some of the other topics. Is it? So that will be the content of our second unit under the label lattices. Then we'll switch over to the Boolean algebra. Boolean algebra. Is it? Now this will be a little bit new for you. You have not studied about this earlier in your 12th, so अभी जो कुछ अगर इसका इंट्रोडक्शन दूंगा तो आपको नहीं इतना समझ में आएगा, but this is a kind of basic stuff for your further subjects in the AI as well as BDA. And last 3 units, this unit number 4, 5, and 6, we are having actually 6 different units, and we are supposed to cover the 6 different unit in this particular semester, and the last 3 units belongs to graphs. In these 3 units, we are going to study about graphs, trees, how we can represent graph with the use of matrices, matrix to graph, graph to matrix, what is planar graph, non-planar graph, all that stuff. We had divided that entire stuff in 3 different units. In the 4th unit, we are going to take introductory part of that. What we mean by degree, indices, walk, path, reachability of graph, and after what is a Hamiltonian graph, Euler circuit, Hamiltonian circuit, cyclic graph. ये सारी बातें होंगी 4th unit में. Then after in the 5th unit, which is actually the extension to the 4th, वो 4th का ही वो जो टॉपिक होगा हमने ट्री से खत्म किया होगा, वहीं से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे फिर से in the 5th unit. Actually this 4th, 5th and 6th unit are in the continue formation. उसमें हम बीच में ब्रेक नहीं ले सकते. ये मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि ये एक ही यूनिट है, बड़ा सा यूनिट है, सबसे बड़ा वाला. पता है आपको, अभी हमने बताया कि the level of this particular syllabus is DMGT, discrete maths and graph theory. So this 3 units belongs to graph theory, 4th, 5th and 6th, and the earlier 3 belongs to discrete maths. This 3 purely belongs to discrete maths, and last 3 belongs to graph theory. जैसे कि पिछले सेमेस्टर में था probability and statistics. Some of the units were divided where belongs to probability, and some of them were belongs to purely statistic. और एक ऐसा भी पार्ट था कि जो दोनों को कनेक्ट कर रहा था, probability and statistic दोनों को, is it ना? So similarly, in this particular unit, fourth, fifth, and sixth belongs to graph. Okay, in the fifth unit, we will be dealing with the matrix kind of matrix representation of graph. We can represent graph using matrices. In that unit, we'll be dealing with the isomorphism of the graph, and don't take this particular portion lightly, because this is actually kind of fundamental for you so many different subjects. ग्राफ थियरी बहुत ही एसेंशियल है आप लोगों के लिए, आपको आना ही चाहिए, तभी you guys will feel comfortable in your different subjects, is it? And specifically this portion, adjacency, incidence matrices, and Discourse algorithm. This is very very useful. And last portion, that is planar and non-planar graph, उसमें भी काफ़ी कुछ बात नई सीखने को मिलेगी हम लोगों को. What is planar graph, what is non-planar graph, वहाँ से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे. फिर stereographic graph, उसके embedding on the sphere, then kurtosis first and second graph, that is quite useful. And Euler's formula to identify whether the provided graph is planar or not. If we wish to decide whether the one of the graph is planar or non-planar, we may use this particular formula. Is it? So this will be the content which we are going to cover in this all semester. 6 units. All will be having a similar weightage. We talked in front. In terms of examination, all unit will have similar kind of weightage, is it? So it is not like that कि भाई किसी एक टॉपिक का weightage ज़्यादा है दूसरे का कम है. All 6 units will have same weightage for the final examination. Okay, and mostly in the first midterm examination, it's quite cruel to talk about the first midterm examination in very first lecture, but I need to inform you guys in the for the first midterm examination, I'm planning for the first units, that is logic, predicates, and lattices. And as per our tradition, we will be hitting our first midterm examination in 1.5 months. So might be at the end of March, we'll be having our first midterm examination, and till the time we will be completing first units. Okay, so this is what I'm supposed to discuss with you related to syllabus. And if we talk about the teaching scheme, then in this particular semester we will be having 3 sessions of lectures per week. 3 lectures रहेंगे per week, and we will have one of the lab session per lab. So teaching scheme में थोड़ा सा वो change है. इससे पहले we were having 4 lecture and 3, इससे पहले 4 lecture थे और 1 lab थी. अब 3 lectures रहेंगे और 1 lab रहेगी. The credit of this particular subject, earlier the credit of PS was 5. The credit of this particular subject, that means DMGT, the credit related to this will be 4. इस subject की credit 4 रहने वाली है. ठीक है. So this is what I was supposed to discuss about syllabus and teaching scheme. थोड़ी सी ये भी बात कर दूं related to lab. We are already having a separate lab group and I don't think so any of you had changed your lab from A to B, B to C. ऐसा कुछ change नहीं हुआ. And yeah, and also we are having assign CC. Sorry, not CC. I cannot say CC. Assign lab representative हर एक बैच में. ए बैच कौन संभाल रहा था? ए बैच में CR किसको बनाया था मैंने? मेघना याद कर तो बेटा.
Sir, not
So me, Mansi.
Mansi. So Mansi, once again, you are supposed to continue with the same duty. Are you ready for that, or you need any kind of change over there?
No, sir, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay. Who are taking care for the B batch?
Sir Pranjul.
Pranjul तो इस सेमेस्टर में नहीं होगा. Pranjul, are you there?
सर उसका थोड़ा फोन का इशू है.
राम मंदिर बनाने गया है सर. राम मंदिर में स्वयं सेवक है सर शायद.
हाँ.
नहीं सर, मस्ती कर रहा हूँ सर.
ये बोल कौन रहा था?
प्रीत था सर. मैं तो फोन का इशू बोला. राम मंदिर वाला प्रीत.
प्रीत के साथ भी चाय पीनी पड़ेगी एक बार. ठीक है. So Pranjul was present in the morning session.
Yes sir.
So अभी नहीं आया. ठीक है. So B batch once again I will assign to Pranjul if he's there and he's not having any kind of objection. Then Pranjul will take care. Pranjul will play the role for the lab representative for the B batch. Okay, and as I know, C batch was under the Meghna. Is it Meghna?
yes, sir.
Are you good with that particular duty once again, or you need a kind of change over there?
No, sir, it's okay.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. That's perfect. So you three, that Pranjul, Mansi, and Meghna, will be once again interacting with me throughout the semester. If you guys are facing any kind of issue related to subject or any other academic kind of issue, is it? I will be always there with you. Okay. Now, and the similar kind of similar kind of tradition we will be following in the lab, that you guys are supposed to maintain one of the lab book with you throughout the semester. All the assignment which we will be dealing with, you will be maintaining that assignment in one of the specific book, and that book will be having label that लैब बुक ऑफ DMGT. हर एक बच्चा अपनी हैंडराइटिंग में वो लैब बुक मेंटेन करेगा. काफ़ी कुछ कंट्रोवर्शियल लैब बुक मेरे सामने आई थी एट द टाइम ऑफ सबमिशन इन द थर्ड सेमेस्टर, बट उस सेमेस्टर के लिए थोड़ा आई वाज act as a liberal with you guys, but that will not gonna work in this semester. Take care, because surely we will be having offline classes in very recent future. So take care about that. You must have your separate lab book of DMGT. ठीक है? And and then you guys knowing about that, that will be the only authentic document at the end of term, at the term end. वही कंसिडर होगा आपके इंटरनल मार्क्स के लिए. So it should be with you. Now, before moving for the first unit, I would like to ask if you are having any kind of issue, any kind of doubt from your side. If you want to share anything, if you want any change in teaching style, if you're having any suggestion from your side, then I'm here, and surely I will try to accommodate with that. So please let me know if there is any suggestion or कुछ भी आपकी तरफ से कुछ भी comment हो तो please बताइए. Before we switch over to the first unit, before we switch over to the actual content of the subject, so please feel free to talk with me. I'm not the person के जिसको आप नहीं जानते, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. You had already interacted in the last semesters. And if you are worried about the recording, then let me stop it. Here it is.